What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the 6th episode of Talentless. Now, this one's titled Necromancer, and I already know ahead of time that this is going to be a multi-parter, so next time we'll have part 2 of Necromancer. I already know that ahead of time thanks to Wikipedia, because it lists the next title sometimes. So yeah, Necromancer. This is going to be a problem because, well, in theory, if you think of a Necromancer bringing back from the dead, things like that, might be able to get information out of the dead if there is a recoverable body, in which case we do have a recoverable body in the form of, what the hell was the guy's name? Mr. I can take pictures of the future. Sunikichi, there we go. So we have his body. If we have a Necromancer student, we could, in theory, pull something off like, I don't know, like a Speak with Dead spell from D&D, for example. Do something like that, ask questions of a dead corpse, and get information like who actually killed you, what happened, blah, blah, blah. Which would be a big problem for Nana. Previous bodies have been, well, more or less disposed of, right? Because Nanao's body, gone. Shibasawa's body, currently gone. Sunikichi is the only one that isn't. And I think that's the only victims we've had so far. So, that's only her third kill in 6 episodes, right? Have we killed anyone else other than that? I don't think we did we? I can't remember any others, so I think it's just the 3 kills now. And this is the one body that she's left, or hasn't had the opportunity to hide before being discovered. So yeah, we went through the motions. As expected, the picture of her strangling him obviously was not how she was going to kill him. She knew as much there as well, and because she knew how his ability worked, she was able to frame a picture of her in a death position as he slept on that one night, to give him a false sense of security that, okay, now he has confidence that the fate is actually in his favour, not in her favour, when it was a completely forged picture that she took herself to mix in with the real ones that he had of his more mundane lifestyle. So we utilised that to our advantage. We poisoned him in the end. And once again, you can't change fates. That's the one lesson that the guy already knew. And that might explain why his attitude was the way it was, and his rather blackmaily perverted side because of it. He probably didn't care so much for his life at that point. I mean, when you're dealt with an ability like that, so you always know what your life is going to be, and you see the end of your life pictured, you're like, well, what am I going to do? I can't change it. I've already gone through that in my character development earlier, when I was a younger kid that we saw through flashbacks. What's the point in fighting against it if it's always going to happen? I don't care anymore. That's kind of his attitude that we saw, and it was an interesting character to meet. It was hard to like him because of it, but again, we're judging it by normal human standards, by which those were long gone in his world by that point. But again, we are successful in killing one. We have, unfortunately, left a body this time, which I think is where the Necromancer thing is going to come in. Kyoya, he does catch on to the fact of the photos and such, and once again, this always happens. Kyoya is always there. He's always on the right path. He just can never get that final little piece of evidence that solidifies it, and he can take to someone. Like, he knows he's probably got it, but he can't do anything with it. It's like, it's just his word versus her word, and it's like, she's kind of built herself up and is very buddy-buddy with people. He's still the untrustworthy one from other people's suspicions, just because of his general demeanor, so he's on the back foot in that way. He has to get that pivotal piece of evidence that just undoubtedly proves that she is the killer. That's all he has to do, but he can just never get quite that far. But Nana is starting to make up little slip-ups here and there, with the form of Michiru now having a picture of her pushing Nanao off the cliff. Which doesn't sound good for Michiru, but I don't think she's going to die here. I do wonder how the hell she's going to get out of this, though. Like, is she going to talk her way out of it? Is she going to threaten her, blackmail? What? Like, what do we do here to get out of this situation? And I imagine that's exactly where we're going to start here with this episode. So let's just get right into it and get ready for whatever cliffhanger they're going to give us probably for this. As per usual, these are time-based format reactions. Bottom left of the screen, you're going to see the time for the episode. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1, play. Then play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. Watch this one on Funimation as per usual, since that's who's licensed here in the UK and US. Just the Funimation logo to start, so about 7 odd seconds of logos, and then we'll be good to go. You can also use screen flash on my face or the mic to tell when scenes are transitioning. I have plans for next season for picture-in-picture versions going forward, although I'm still a little hesitant to talk more about them because I still need to work it out a little bit. But if you're on the Discord, you'll hear about it eventually anyway. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode in 3, 2, 1, play. Funimation logo. Cheers to that. Yep, here we go. Oh, that smile. It shouldn't take her long, though. Yeah. Oh. Yep. Yeah. I know P-Time, okay. So we're not going to go out and kill her. But still, how do we explain this to her? Like, she's kind of naive, but I don't think she's that naive to not realize that it's literally her pushing Munou off a cliff. And it's like, you can't just say, oh yeah, no worries. Like, are we going to play it off that his pictures are not always 100% accurate? Didn't we say that last week as well? I think we said that last week at one point. I can't remember though. Maybe that was just one of my theories on how she'd play it off. I don't know. I remember saying something along those lines last week, I think. Or hearing it or something. I don't know anymore. It's interesting we see a picture of Nana as a kid in the OP. Makes me feel like we're going to go into her backstory a bit and explain why we're here in this position. And that black hair kid, I think, is going to be our necromancer. I would assume. I mean, just by general design. And what the deal with glasses is, I have no idea yet. But I assume these 5 are going to be the ones that survive with Nana the longest. I don't know if it's intentional, but his glasses are also red, but whatever. Alright, how are we going to play this off? Okay, we are going to play off with that. Doesn't mean every single one does. Interesting. Oh, using her mind reading. Okay. Okay, using his character against him. Okay. The fact that Kyoya's not here is very helpful. Ah. Interesting. Yep. How about like a friendship? Okay. Ah, okay. Yeah, there is no enforcement on this. That's a good point. Military intervention, okay. I just nuke the island. Probably. Okay, showing concern. Oh? Okay. I think we're all that type of person. I'm playing the friend angle, okay. So manipulative, I love it. That too. Hmm. People are gonna love that phrase. Hmm. Oh, okay. I'm sure there's someone who does. But they're not coming. Oh boy, here we go. Let's try and convince him otherwise. It is all too convenient. Almost certainly not. Sure. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Well. Yeah. Okay. I like how we're playing this off. Hmm. Right. Yeah. Let's not give him more information. That doesn't. Yeah. That is true. Yeah, it is. As she's the leader. They're not, though. Well. So when does Necromancer get introduced? Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, it is this guy. Okay. Okay, so it is exactly as I expected. What the bloody hell? Yep. Oh boy. If the body remembers how it died. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's messed up. Uh-huh. Huh. Your necrobot. Okay. Okay. Oh. Really? That's insane. Okay. Yeah. Everyone's creeped out by this. Mm-hmm. All public opinions against him. That's kind of messed up. Mm-hmm. Yep. New target acquired. Alright. Hmm. Well, there's probably a downside to his necromancy perk. Now that she's got the leader angle. What's she wearing around her neck? Like a necklace of some description. Is that important? Makes sense. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Well. Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. 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 She has things for him. He's so creepy. Yeah. Okay. Have an invincible zombie. Yeah. Yeah. I still think there is a way for him to die. So what's with the bandages and stuff? I think that was very obviously implied. I still want to know about her necklace. Uh huh. Mm hmm. Burn from what? Cinema fire? Okay. Okay. Aha, that's how you unlock your powers. Okay. But they do, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. He doesn't really help his image, though, let's be honest. He's not helping, but whatever. Hmm. It's a way to get away from everyone. And we got our little friend here to help us. Mm hmm. Yep. Not the highest kill count of everyone. Poison as well. Shit, we were successful? He's gonna animate himself, isn't he? Is that possible? Aww. There's more than that. She's not here. Yep. Right there. Go for the cat. Yeah. Why? Okay. That'll work. I do wonder what the limitation is on her. Oh, okay. That's a very weird. Yeah. You'd be surprised. Oh, there's the thing around her neck. What is that? Yep, it was him, wasn't it? It was 100% him. He didn't die. Hmm. Right. Oh. 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 Okay. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like this. This makes it a bit more of a problem. How the hell do we get out of this? Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. So what is this thing around her neck? Is that part of what's allowing her control? I don't know. Mm-hmm. What's that? Where's that chain? Fire. Was he dead when he came out? And so you reanimated him? Yep, so we reanimated him. Hmm. Okay. And that's what unlocks your necromancy. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you're talking with a corpse right now. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't think so. Mm. Yep. Yep. Here we straight up admitting it. Yeah. Well. Okay. Now, how the hell do we get out of this? I think there's something under the bed that she's going to use here. I don't know what specifically. I saw something. There was a chain of some description sparkling, and our girl here has a chain around her neck with some sort of like crystal or something on there. I don't know if that's just decorative or if that has any real purpose, because if she's reanimating him semi-permanently, I feel like she'd need something to like maintain that connection instead of focusing on it and then letting go. I don't know if that's specifically how it's going to work in this instance, but I feel like there is a reason for her necklace, at least. Now I'm just going to go look under the beds after the ED finishes. I just want to see what else was under there. Because I'm fairly certain it's whatever that chain thing was there that's going to be relevant, but... It was a nice twist to have her be the actual necromancer, though. That was very nice. But how we're getting out of the situation, I have no idea. Do we have an after credits here? Don't think so. Don't normally get one on the show. I think it's just going to be a episode title, which will be Necromancer Part 2. Yep. Yep. And that's it. Okay, so we need to go looking under her bed. Not in a creepy way. In a we need this for the plot way. Doesn't make it sound any better, does it? Okay. So looking under her bed here in a minute. Where was it? As we go through the backstory. There it is. Okay, so yes, it's specifically that metal chain that we're meant to be looking at. That's what she notices. Looks like there's a baseball under there, clothes, like a tablet of some description maybe, a locket or something, just a cube of something, a box. But it's specifically that chain type thing. You can see where on the top end to the right hand side where it almost goes underneath. Wait, is that attached to a purse of some description? Looks like it might be attached to a purse of some description, or it's underneath it. I can't tell. But yeah, you can see where there's like a little link thing, so you can detach and put it around like you would a normal necklace. Let me just go back to an image of her, so I can tell. No, it's a different design to her one. It's not a matching set. It's not a complete matching set, so I don't think it's a counterpart to whatever this current one is. And then, yeah, whatever that jewel is around her neck, I don't know. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Yeah, I don't know what it's meant to be. It just feels relevant, you know? But we're going to grab that chain, because she still has one arm free, doesn't she, Nana? If we look down at her again. Fairly certain she still has one arm completely free. We're only pinning one arm behind her back, whereas Shinji is putting one arm about like that. But she still has this one hand free. So she's probably going to reach for whatever that is. How are you going to push Shinji off you? Do you have enough strength to overpower that, or are we hoping to take him out of the equation immediately? How do we take him out of the equation? If he is a permanent summon almost of what's her face? What is her name? Let me just get her name right. Yuka. If he's somewhat permanent of an attachment there, can she only have one permanently attached at a time? Or can she have as long as she has something to manifest in the form of that chain, maybe? That's how it works? I don't know. It's an interesting conundrum to go through. I'm very curious to see how we get out of this one. Because once again, we're in a situation where it seems like there shouldn't be any real way out. But, you know, when has that ever stopped now before, you know? But yeah, you can see right at the end there, you can see it's only one arm and her back being pushed into. She still has one. Well, she couldn't reach for under the bed. Like, not in this shot. The way this shot is composed, she could never reach under the bed. So, I wonder what she's going to do here. Just play along for now? I don't know. Reach for the necklace, maybe? I'm curious. I'm curious where it's going to go, but we're going to have the entirety of next episode probably to look into that. Although we might not, because apparently, according to you guys, why episode 5 felt a little different with Talented vs. Talentless Part 2 coming after Healing, is that, like, there are multiple chapter names in between, so it wasn't just Talented vs. Talentless Healing Part 2. There was, like, other titles in there which would have made more sense to certain events that happened in the episode, so yeah, I don't know if Necromancer Part 2 is going to explain the entirety of next episode, or just, like, the first half or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see. God, how do we get out of this one, though? Yeah, the super strength thing never really made sense. Like, why would sneezing stop you from having super strength? Like, that seems very weird. But there must be a limit to her necromancy. There must be a limit. Pretty much everyone has a limit to that power. Question is, what is the limit? I wonder. Anyway, I'm not going to wonder too much about it because I could be here all night, but I'm loving this show. I really am. Like, I know some people are like getting annoyed that, like, how she always seems to figure it out and always seems to get away with stuff through luck and all this, but if she didn't get away with stuff, the show would have already been over. It's not a very entertaining show if she just immediately got caught, right? Like, that's not the point. The point is that she is manipulative and good at lying to the point where those who do not know all the information, like Michiru, like Kyoya, can't necessarily go against it. We can obviously go against what she's saying. We know she's lying. Everyone else doesn't. And she is very convincing with what she gives away. And she's very good at twisting the narrative and twisting people on her side. She's the leader of these people. And she already has a lot of social influence because of that. And you see that when they were like talking about resurrecting the dead body and stuff. She has that presence because she is their leader. And as such, doubt is less likely to be attached to her because, like, everything she does, from most people's perspective, they can't really fault her for it. And it's like, why would she do that? It doesn't make sense. Obviously, we see why she does it because it makes total sense to us. But that's the interesting thing about this show in comparison to other, like, detective shows, for example. From a detective show, we're working the other way around. We're not watching how the killer does it. We're piecing together how the killer does it and what type of person would fit that narrative. What we're seeing here is the exact type of people, or person in this one instance, that's doing all these things, and now we're working back to see how other people now interpret that and see if they can figure it out. So it's kind of like a reverse on the typical detective narrative style, which is probably what's throwing some people, is because they're used to it being told one way and not the other way. Like, obviously there are flaws to this show. Like, there's flaws to every show, let's be real here. Very few shows can be said to be faultless. But I think people are exaggerating where this falls apart. Like, I think they're making a bigger deal out of it. It's like, yes, she's lucky, but she makes her own luck. That's the thing. She does all the groundwork beforehand so that the luck is just gonna happen anyway. To that point, it's not even so much luck, it's she's engineered the social situation and what they have to work with in her favor, which is part of the true manipulation of her character. I want to see, though, I don't know how, it won't be next episode we see anything like this, but I want to see backstory as to how she became this way. Why is she so manipulative? Is this actually a talent of hers, or is this just her being a manipulative person in general? I do want to see, like, how did she come into the situation with whatever this government is that's trying to get rid of these talented? Like, I want to know more about that backstory element. I don't know if this anime is going to cover it because, well, that feels like a more end of show type thing, an end of manga type thing, which I don't expect to cover in one season of anime, right? I expect that would be more like a season 2 potential. But it also depends on how quickly we kill. So we've killed 3 in 6 episodes. Now we're going to have to kill both of these in order to progress. So that would bring us up to a total of 5. So I imagine we could probably kill off, if our pace doesn't ramp up as time goes on, because in theory each of these kills should be getting harder and harder and harder. So it will take longer to establish each kill, in theory. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I think we might be able to kill about half the class in this season. I think that would be I think we could manage that without it feeling too fast-paced and not getting our cover blown too quickly. But we're noticing more and more, each of her interactions, she gets closer and closer and closer to being discovered. So her progress is naturally going to slow. What she really needs is an ally on this adventure. Maybe that's what Glasses is going to be. I keep calling him Glasses just because that's the one character-defining trait he has, but I almost feel like he might be like almost an ally to her in this series. Just because he's the only one that also gets the red tint on his glasses, but that might just be because of the red color filter. Obviously, they sparkle red. I don't know if it's intentional that he's the only other character that has a red tint on his eyes. But I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one as per usual. I'm loving the show. I really am. And I think I'm enjoying it more than some people. At least the people who are very vocal about it in comment sections and forums and such. But I can see where her manipulation allows her to get away with certain things that you'd think are like, how the hell is she getting away with that? Well, because she socially engineered it to work that way. So, yeah. Leave your comments down below on what you think of the episode as well as the show so far. Now we're halfway points. I'm sure there's mixed opinions, but I like mixed opinions. That means that it's not an echo chamber, right? That's always good. And don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the full 2020 lineup you can find on the channel. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.